Hey everyone, Chris from Meeple Overboard here, unboxing this Teotihuacan, the Late Preclassic Period. By the way, that's pronounced Teotihuacan with accent over the con, but that's just, nitpicky. This is an expansion by Daniel Tascini, Andrei Novak, and Rainer Alfors. Sounds good enough to me. I like when they do stuff like this. Solo mode by David Turksey. It's just cool little things, seeing more people kind of recognizing the different parts of the design in general. So thinner box, right? The original is about twice as thick as this. This is the back here, you can kind of see. And, let's open this bad boy up. Teotihuacan, Late Preclassic Period. Terrible name for an expansion. Doesn't sound very interesting. Sounds like a textbook, but I'm very excited for the inside contents of it. So here's like your little priest meeples or whatever. Not sure exactly where they go, but that's a cool shape in general. Extra discs because there's going to be some extra tracks. Let's get going here. Rulebook looks the same as the original. This is going to explain the different modules that the game is going to have. Every different module can be intermixed all together into one big game where you can play with just individual modules and such. And then some alterations for the solo variant. If you haven't watched my solo playthrough, it is definitely informative. A lot of people have commented that it's very useful. Look at the size of these bags. Good grief, what is this for? Okay, well, all right. Oh, that pops right out. So this is the new temple track, Orange. And I guess there's going to be benefits that you get each step that you take up Orange. You overlay this over a part of the original board. So that's going to be interesting. Or it's a sideboard, I don't remember, right? But I do know, look at this next thing. These are alternative boards that you can use for spaces 7 and 8, which are the decoration and the temple building track, to make them a little bit more like the original kind of spaces, or like the resource ones where you have to have certain numbers of dice and certain values, and then you're able to do place out more decorations or get more discounts and such. So that's going to be interesting. Building the temple here, right? You see that depending on how many dice you have and of what color what value rather, determines what level of the temple that you can build, I guess, and then what discounts or benefits you get from that. So still the costs are shown here on the side, and the costs are the same. It's just a slightly different variation on, just kind of on that. Everything is punching out very nicely, so that's cool. So yeah, just alternative placement boards here. Same thing here with space number 6. This is the Avenue of the Dead track. It still costs 2 to build a house. Take it off of here, right? Same kind of thing, but this includes that orange new temple. So any of the spots that have either all of the colors or features this worship space here for orange, this is what's going to allow you to move up orange. So obviously you use this one if you're playing with the orange temple module. I'm not sure what this one's about. So anyway, yeah. I love good clean punch-outs. And this is kind of what I think I'm most excited about. These are the variable player powers. Whoa, what are these? I'm curious. Stick around if you want to watch longer. I'm going to actually figure out what some of these are by looking in the rulebook. But check these out. Player powers. Different tribes, I guess, that could have existed in that region or whatever. Try and pronounce this one for fun. Tlahuizcalpatuque Pantuque. Okay. Sorry about that. But one thing that sounds exciting about this is that every one of these particular tribes gives you some sort of benefit, but also has some sort of negative to it. So for example, right here, the Tonacahuatl, keep all 4 starting tiles dealt to you. Whew! Keep all the benefits of the 2 tiles at the start of gain the benefits of 2 tiles at the start of the game, gain the benefit of the 3rd one in the first eclipse, and the benefit of the 4th one after the 2nd eclipse. Good gravy. But when performing the main action of boards 6, 7, or 8, you must pay 1 additional wood resource. So every one of these has this kind of formula where there's something beneficial, but also negative to the player powers. So this really excites me. For example, this one here can never choose to worship. So you can never lock your die in to a worship space. But what is the benefit for being the Solipili? Gain the gold cost of each. The gold cost of each technology is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 0 gold. You may always research any available technology, even if you have 1 worker on the number 5 track. But you can never choose to worship. When advancing onto a major temple step, you may never choose one of the discovery tiles. So this is the type of thing. Every single one of these has some sort of benefit, but also some sort of cost to it. And so I'm very excited to see what that kind of, what that ends up balancing out with over the course of, of a game that's fairly complex. That's fairly difficult already, but very rewarding. I love the original Teotihuacan, and so I'm excited to see what some of these are going to be offering as well. You can just go ahead and pause on some of these if you want to read them yourself. But that's total of 16 player powers there. All right, I'm curious now what these things are. I think these things look related. So if you want to stick around for a second, let's look up in the rulebook what this is here. Module 3, Seasons of Progress. Ooh, that's right. That is right. This is the Seasons board. So, shuffle the season tiles and place 1 random tile on top of the designated spot. Very good. The effect of the active season tile remains until the end of the next eclipse. After each eclipse, exchange the season tile with a randomly drawn replacement, and then refer to the appendix for what they do. So, all right, very cool. So you can see, for example, this is going to make feeding your workers at the end of that eclipse discounted, right? These are effects that take place for that particular, 1/3 of the game from one eclipse to the next. If you don't like the idea of them being random, what you can do is you can actually designate and say, hey, these are going to be the 3 for the first half of the game, second half of the game, and then third half of the game. The designer, in an interview with, I believe, Heavy Cardboard, said you can just go ahead and do stuff like that to where you can make it a little less random, or you can make it random. You just say, hey, at the start of the new round, flip one over. Ooh, what's that going to be? So anyway, so that's the seasons. That's the new, what are the priests for? Or these worshiper meeples. Let's go ahead and look that up while we're at it. 16 wooden meeples, worshippers, 4 in each color. Okay, priests and priestesses. 10 player tiles. I don't know what that means. Yeah, can we figure out where they are used? Oh, priests and priestesses are the variable player powers. There's some optional rules for different setups of the temple. That's cool. And then here's the breakdown of the season tiles. New special abilities as might come out. But yeah, I mean, super excited about this. Oh, 6 of the... Oh, okay, so 10 of these variable player power tiles are active for players, whereas 6 of them, I guess, are for the solo variant only Teotibot. So that's kind of cool. All right, well, anyway, I am super curious to bust this one out. I'm really looking forward to reading through these rules. So that is Teotihuacan, the Late Preclassic Period unboxing. You can expect that we will be reviewing this on the podcast and maybe even try and do a playthrough video of that. So if you like what you see, then, go check out Teotihuacan, Late Preclassical Period. And my name is Chris from Meeple Overboard. Thanks for watching.